Alright, hello, how's it going guys? So, in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to make a automatic sorter. I built one in a survival world, but I kind of just glossed over the fact that I built something that maybe not a lot of people know about, or just don't know how to build it. So, I'm going to explain to you how to do it, and this is generally what you're going to have to use to make it. These blocks aren't, well this is a building block so you do need that, but these blocks aren't needed for the sorter, but I'm also going to show you how to make the item dispenser, I guess. And I've done this already for a melon farm that I did, but I'm just going to quickly show you again how to do the item. I don't even know what it's called. I guess just a quick item thrower. I don't know, to be honest. The way you make this is you get a new building block. And actually, I think we're going to have to go up a little bit to build this. Let's just go up, high up, just so nothing happens. And all you're going to need to do is basically make an X, right, with building blocks, and then behind it, 3 blocks, and then 1 block on top. So it makes an L, and then you have an X at the front, and then at the back you have an L. Then what you're going to need is you're going to need a comparator facing the block, redstone on these 2 sections. You're not going to need anything there, so I guess you could cover that up, but just for muscle memory wise, you could just do it like this to remember that it does need an X. Nothing on this block, redstone, and then a repeater, like that. That's basically it. What will happen, right? And of course you put the dropper, but hold on. Like that, there you go. So what's gonna happen is when this this competitor will look to see if there's any blocks in this dropper. What will happen is it'll send a signal to say, hey, there are blocks in here. It'll send a signal to say, okay, well, basically just detect that there's a block and then shoot out the block, right? So I guess you might say, oh, you could just use, a button just to do that. But the thing is, if you have multiple, it's only going to shoot one, right? With this, if you have a whole stack, it's always going to detect that there's still items in there, and it'll always send the signal to keep on throwing items out, basically. So there you go. You have this down, basically. It's not that complicated. Now we're gonna have to do the actual chest sorter, automatic chest sorter. So the way you're gonna do this is whether you have this part underground. So let's say I did do this at the bottom, and I don't even know why I did it up here. Just because of convenience, I guess. You can make a bubble elevator, and that's why I have these 2 items here. You still need the bucket to move the items, but I'll show you that in a little bit. To make the bubble elevator, all you have to do is basically put a block in the front of the dropper, and then of course just use building blocks to hide it. And then of course if you're doing the survival, you're gonna have to go and make every source to actually make this bubble elevator work, right? But we're not gonna need that because I built it pretty high up. The chest sorter, you're gonna have to make a T. So make a T. Then it doesn't matter what side you're doing, but whatever side you're not going to use, basically, because whatever side you want your chest to go, you want this back end to be the opposite of it. So if your chests are going to go here, whoops, then you want this like a little lip on this side. If you want it on this side, then of course you're just going to move the lip. I'm gonna have it this way, and yeah, okay. So what you're gonna do is hoppers are gonna be the most, I guess, just difficult thing to get, or the most resource heavy, but it shouldn't matter that much. You're gonna you're gonna need to either put your chest already down, and then on this column have your hoppers facing this direction, whatever direction you want your chest to go in, right? And you have to also realize that if you're making this pretty far down, because all you need is these two right here, right? But if you want more storage, then you go down with your hoppers. But you technically only need these. You're gonna have a comparator at the back of the top hopper, and then redstone dust going all the way down to the bottom. Oops. Well, I used a comparator, didn't I? Yeah. You're gonna need to use a repeater here in this little hole. You're not gonna put anything on these two sides, but right under this comparator, you're gonna put a torch. This is basically it. This is all you need for the automation of it. You don't put a chest on this one. You leave this one blank or empty. And this hopper is the one that's actually going to receive the items. So let's say you're sorting soul sand. On the top one, you're also going to need to put just any block. I usually name these just in case for some reason something happens. But you're going to just buffer. You have a buffer of random items on these 4 slots. And then on this empty one, you just have a stack. It'll go down to 41. So I guess you could just already have 41, and that's pretty much it. That should be coming here. So like I said, if you're gonna make this go down more, oops, right? Because of how hoppers work, it's not gonna go on this chest. It's gonna go to the very bottom one. So just a heads up. So there you go, 41. And then if I throw more items in there, see it's gonna be down here. All right. So I just went ahead and quickly just made a couple more, just really quick. It's like I said, you just have to copy exactly what I showed you and just, however long you want. The only thing is you have to make these pointing to the chest, of course. And I would, if you're gonna build up this section at the back first and put your repeaters in. Because if you make all of this and you want to put your repeaters, you're gonna have to break these back ones to put the repeaters. So just do it one by one and then put your repeaters like that. So like, let's say you're gonna make another one. Do this side and then have your repeaters and then do it and then do the rest. Just because it's a little bit more simple. Of course, the torches, they're not that hard. Just, place the torches in there. So that's basically it. All right, so I'm gonna show you if you are gonna make this part of the build, how to link them both up. Of course, if you made this on the ground or you made this on top, you know, I'll try to show you both versions of them. So let's see. What you're gonna need to do, if this is gonna be at the above, you're just gonna have to basically follow the blocks, encase it. All right, now that we have this weird little loop-de-loop, we're just gonna put water. So just put water. That was really risky, but no problem. And we're actually gonna close it just in case that does happen. Again, so if you see the water doesn't reach all the way to all these hoppers, so what we're gonna have to actually do is we're gonna have to basically make this block right here a passing block for more water, basically. And the way to do that is just to get a half slab of any kind. Put your half slab there, and then you just continue with water. As you see, boom. Because this is soul sand, of course it was the first one, so that wasn't a fair, I guess, task, but we'll do it right now. So what I have in each one, and of course it's pretty cool because you could, look at what you put inside. Soul sand, ice, comparator, repeater, and then torches. So we're gonna put that there. Comparator, torches. I actually repeaters right here. Ice, soul sand. So there you go. Just random stuff. As you see, they're actually going past, of course. Whoops. Make sure that you don't mess that up as well. But if you look, they're passing this little bubble area right here, not bubble, just empty space right there. It'll go through and actually keep going. So if you somehow run out of the water when you're making this water, the moat, just go one block before that. So when you basically have to make your what would you call this? A water channel. You would basically have to make that first, then make the chest. Just because if you make the chest first, you might have to destroy. I mean, it's not that hard, right? You just destroy one layer. But yeah, I would make this part first, and then put the chest on top. So if you see, everything was put in the right, place. It's still all fine, you know. So that's basically how you would do this design. And then if you want to do the boat elevator, all you have to do is basically just, you know, encase it, and then just do the exact same thing. You do this opposite. But yeah, this is basically it. Hope you guys enjoy this kind of content. And if you did, hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye bye.